Hi everyone, let's discuss about HTML new features. So HTML5 provides new input types. One is date, email, URL. Okay. So date, it allows the user to pick a date using a calendar interface, and email. This input type, it ensures users enter a valid email address, and URL, it validates a URL format. So now let's go to code. Let's create a simple form. Okay. Here let's create a new label. For is goes to DOB, date of birth, and here date of birth. Okay, let's create a new input type. Type is goes to date, so that it will provide us the calendar interface. ID will be same as is given in for, that is DOB. Name is also DOB. So this name represents the input field. Okay, and let's make it required field. Okay, so now let's go to the browser. So here we have got this date of birth. Okay, here we can select the dates. Okay, so now we can check the email format, email type. So let's create another label. For is equals to email. Here email label, and create an input field for email. Type is equals to email. Okay, ID is equals to email. Name is equals to email. Okay, so here we can write the placeholder so that it can represents the, it can be written on the input field like it is enter email. Okay, so now let's go to the browser. Okay, so here we can write the email. It will validate the email formats. Yeah. Okay, now let's check for the URL. Let's create another label for URL. For goes to website. Similarly, we have input field for the URL. Type is equals to URL. ID will be same as given in the forename, that is web. Name is also web. Okay, so now what we can do, we can create a submit button. Button is equals to button, submit button. Okay, now let's go to the browser. Okay, here we can write the name of the button, so that is submit. Okay, okay, once we click on the submit button, it is showing that date of birth is required field because we have written required here. This is the validation that it is asking for the required field. So we have entered the date of birth. So now let's write email. If we write email and click on submit, so it is showing to include at the rate. It is validating the email field. Okay, so now if we click on the website, it is showing please enter a URL because we haven't write the URL format. So if we write the exact URL, then it will take it a.com. Okay, So now it is taking that. So it is validating the URL format, email format, and required format. This required means input field is required. It cannot be empty. And this type is equal to date. It is providing us the calendar interface. Okay. So we have studied date, email, and URL. So now let's discuss the placeholder. Let's check the placeholder. It displays a hint inside the input field. Okay. Just like enter email. Let's go to the browser. Here we can see the placeholder. Enter email is a placeholder because it is providing us the hint inside the input field. Required, we have studied. It ensures the field must be filled out before the form submission. And let's check the autofocus. What it does, it automatically focus on the input field when the page loads. Suppose we are writing autofocus on, let's say, email. Or here, autofocus. Let's save it and go to the browser. Okay, so what it has done, it has automatically taken the cursor to the email field. Okay, so if you want to autofocus on the website, the cursor automatically comes to the website input. Let's check it. Cut it from here and paste it in the input field of website. Save the code and let's go to the browser. So we can see autofocus on the website. It automatically places the cursor in the website field when the page loads. Okay, so this is about the autofocus. And now let's see HTML5 APIs. So we have local storage. What it does, it allows the storage of data in the browser without the expiration. Okay, so now let's go to the script tag. We will create a script tag and we'll see how local storage works. So script tag can be added in the head tag script. So local storage dot set item. Let's say we are storing email, okay, as k@k.com. Okay, and we can get that item using local storage dot get item. Here we have set the item email as this value k@k.com, and if you want to get it, then we can get as local storage dot get item, then email. Okay, now let's go to the browser. Okay, so we have set the item as k@k.com and we are getting it as k@k.com. So where we have set it, let's see. So here, email k@k.com. This statement local storage dot set item email k@k.com. It has set the item here, email k@k.com. So once we get the item using local storage get item, it is printing here k@k.com in the console. Okay, so these are about the HTML5 new features.